Good morning. Happy Sunday. So once again, I am going live on Sunday morning to share some of the practices that I do in my reality, and also to share some light languages and the non-cognitive with you, just as a sharing, just as an offering. See what starts to unfold here every Sunday. If you want to join me, great. If not, I'm doing this for myself as well to get into a routine of sharing. So let's begin. So I'm invoking an awareness of sacred space together for this time that we have to share and what wants to come through. So I want to just begin with the languaging, and then we'll go into some embodiment. Hoyana Shiona Hiana Na Se Hochinimakaya Hoesinanaya Hochinikinahanaye Yoyana Nahia Panakenasa Hoyana Hoy. Uh-oh. Got crying coming in.
Mommy!
Come in and close the door. I'm on video.
It's so cheering!
Okay. That's all right. I'm going to let you sit with me while I just do a little singing. Sometimes reality is hard. He's upset because his friend's not sharing. Okay. That's all right. Just feel that, okay? Sometimes life isn't fair, right? And you just take a break. Walking in Soyana koyana ya tuesanana Soyamu koyana na hiya Heya sanana Hey nana Wechinana ya Thank you, one Lord.
Mommy, it wasn't raining today.
Anakina huyan, wanchinina, sanamana hiya, ayaya.
Mommy, you're making a board.
Okay.
No, because it's messy.
I'm doing a online video right now. Okay. So you're welcome to stay in here with me. If you're going to just hang, maybe after I'm done. So I'm sharing with these guys what I do to help me feel better and feel in a more alignment. One thing I do is the singing, the light languages. Other thing is to do some chanting, which you know how to do some chanting. Maybe you want to do some Nam Myoho Renge Kyo with me. We can share with the people how we do that. Because sometimes our feelings of upset come from karma, come from past actions. Sometimes if we did something to someone, then they're doing it back to us. That's karma, and if we want to unwind some of that so that we don't have so much to act back out, Nam Myoho Myoho Renge Kyo, the Buddhist mantra for unraveling karma. My kids all know it, so we could do some together. Maybe we can do one mala together of it. And you can stay in here as long as you want, and when you feel like going back out in a friendly manner, then you can. So you can join with me if you'd like.
I want to do.
Nam Myoho Renge, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Do you want to do this part? Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. You do a new beat for every chant. Nam Myo. If you hold your hands like this, then you can touch these two fingers like this around the beats. And then you use this one to move the beats. See? Every time you chant one, you move it. Ho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Just one time for each chant. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So on Nam, you change it. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Do you think you could do it? One beat per Nam. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We did all of them. Then we just sit for a minute, feel what that did to our bodies, changed all our cells. So some of you watching might be parents. As a parent, my spiritual practice definitely shifted because I can't just have hours of myself uninterrupted to do whatever I want, usually. Even though I sometimes will ask for it, I have these guys come in and want attention. I know, and I said maybe when I'm done, if you don't keep begging. But if you beg all through this, we're probably going to do something different. I asked you, you know how to listen.
Can I have a tiny bit of that cake?
No, it's before noon. We don't do that. Listen, do you know that this is live and anybody in the whole wide world could watch right now? So is that what you want to show them, who you are? Is the boy that cries for cake? That's okay. That's okay. If you want to, that's fine. Maybe when you're older, you can watch this and see. But it's okay. You know, I let my kids cry if they need to cry. Sometimes we try to stop them from crying or tell them there's something, you know, how can we heal this or how can we fix it? But sometimes we just honestly need to cry, right? We need to feel our feelings so that we can move through them to the other side and not suppress them. So even with physical pain, you know, like sometimes I let my kids and I sit with them, like, let's be with this and feel it. What's it teaching us? Not obviously like super extreme pain, but if it's there for a reason. It wants to teach us. So this morning I just had a cup of yerba mate. It's my normal beginning of the day. And I was actually craving some coffee, so I'm sitting with it. I'm not sure if I'll drink the whole cup. It's not an everyday thing for me, but like I spoke about last week, it's an ally that sometimes talks to me, and I want to honor when it is talking to me, even if it's just for a few sips. Like it was saying, hey, what about me? So sometimes that's me listening to my inner voice, not really like I actually wasn't really craving it. And that's when I know I can honor it, not just wanting to blah, 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 but I just take it for the medicine. So this morning we did a little chanting. We did some light languages. Maybe we can do some hand mudras or eye mudras as our embodiment practices today. And maybe some exercises as well. I'd like to show them some exercises. So we are going to let's do this one, Vidya mudra. This is a really good one for the heart. So you have to put your thumb and the middle two fingers touching. Look, can you do this? You have to touch your thumb to your two middle fingers. No, this is not your middle finger. These two are your middle fingers. The middle. And you put your pointer finger up and your pinky up. Yeah. So this is called Hridaya mudra. It's good for your heart. If your heart feels sad, or if it's beating fast, or you just need to support your heart and love and bring more love into your experience, you can do a few breaths with this mudra, and it does help bring in more energy to your heart and balance it out and bring us into a conscious connection with the heart space, heart chakra. So we'll do a little bit of that. And it's always a great practice to affirm love for yourself, that you're worthy of love. So my kids can say with me, I love myself. You guys can say it too. I love myself and I'm worthy of love. Love myself. I'm worthy of love. I'm actually made of love. Paige, can you say that?
Huh?
I love myself.
I love myself.
I'm worthy of love.
I'm worthy of love.
I'm actually made of love. Can you say that, Karina? I love myself.
I love myself.
I'm worthy of love.
I'm worthy of love.
I'm actually made of love.
I'm actually made of love.
I think you have a visitor. Why don't you see who's visiting you? Okay, and then we can put palms together at the heart and take a deep breath. And doing a perfect. If she's apologizing, why don't you go out and talk to her? Acknowledging and honoring the divine within. Can you do that out there? Karuna, close the door, please. Thank you. Little ones learning how to work together and recognizing when they've offended each other and making amends. That's what just happened. So We can all learn a lot from the little ones. One of my embodiment practices as a mother is to really see in the little ones what actions that they are performing that I still am doing. Like, oh, where do I do that? Do I still do that? Do I have that in me? Realizing that a lot of this behavior that we carry forward into our grown-up time came from being a child and maybe not being corrected or just really getting into a mode doing something, and we just carry that forward.
Mommy, where's my blanket? Where's my blanket?
I don't know, Baba.
Where did you see it last time?
I think it was on Tage yesterday, so look over there on the other side of him.
I did, Mom.
Okay.
Hey, ow! Stop! What are you doing?
So another moment, instead of climbing over the top of him, you might tap him and say, hey, Tage, is my blanket over there by you?
Dave, is my blanket over by you?
But you need to tap him because he's got headphones on right now. My oldest kinked his neck really badly.
Is my blanket by you? Yeah. You could have just asked. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
he learned. He learned. Good job. Can you close the door on the way out? Thank you. We're all learning. Again, sometimes we just need to be reminded, and me too. Like if I take the actions that I'm seeing and hearing going on around me, and I realize that sometimes these smaller people are playing a lot, off energies. So that means maybe some of us grown-ups in the house are radiating something that wants to be addressed. So they acted out for us so that we can embody, we can integrate, we can shift together. A lot of what we sometimes get frustrated with our kids for is really our own stuff. So as a mother, embodiment practices come from seeing what my child is playing out and where I might need to address something there. So my oldest had his neck totally stiff yesterday, and it was painful. And I also felt like I had a lot of things that needed to be said. And I still do. I feel like there's still some energy there. He's still working through that. But when he told me that his neck was stiff, of course, I also immediately remembered that when I was young, I had a bunch of back stuff. And maybe this is part of it. But I had a bunch of neck issues and back issues. I had scoliosis when I was young, and I had to go to the chiropractor all the time to correct and do exercises. And my back was always like a major point of awareness. Like I was really having to become aware of my spine early on, which is kind of cool, thinking about the line of work that I've gone into with the spine and the energy in the spine and Kundalini energy and working with all of the energy centers that's very spine oriented. And I can't help but think that my early childhood about tuning to my spine set the groundwork for that. So it causes me to look at like what's going on with my kids, what are their interests, where are their pains and wounds, and what might that cause them to go in the direction of, like my oldest is working with some blood sugar stuff, and he also really has a desire to be in theater. So I'm like, the tragic comedy, the comedies, the theaters have often been a place where we act out, things that we can't be or that we're distant from in our current reality. So that can be a very supportive thing if you have a lot of body struggles or things like that, to do something that allows you to be someone else, which is kind of a cool thing. So I do really want to support that for him. Okay, so maybe we'll do one last thing. We'll keep this under 30 minutes this day. First of all, I just want to sit quietly with you, and we're just going to breathe up and down the spine. So imagine your inhale goes all the way up to the third eye center, even bumping into the crown, and exhale is going to go all the way down to the pelvis. And we're just going to touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, just behind the teeth while we're doing this. It's called Kachari Mudra. And that allows the energy to circulate. So even though we're breathing up and down the spine, we're also going to hit the meridian, the governing meridian and the conception vessel meridian. So they circulate. Okay, so let's begin. And I'm going to hold my hands like this. So I've got, like I'm holding a vessel, dropping those down. Bring your attention, if you will, to the space all around your body, this auric field. And I just like to imagine before I go out in the day that I just fluff this up with my awareness. I'm just bringing awareness to it, just like I might oil down my skin. Well, I do actually after every shower. So it's also just bringing attention, consciousness, and helping move anything stagnant. You know, when we have a thought form that we're carrying around or an experience that happened to us before this moment, and we don't resolve it, or it's still like something still could happen with it. It's like we carry it.
I need to make a
in
part
our
two, so
energy. Okay, I'm almost done here, so please.
But I need something.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to not come in and just interrupt since you know what's going on this time and you're not crying. Close the door. So, fluffing up the field. I like to tell clients that are early into working with their energy to zip up in the morning. So you're putting one hand in front of the other and you're zipping all the way up, or at least right to the bottom of the governing meridian, top of the conception vessel, so 3 times. So you're putting like your positive and your negative charge together to zip up, just so that you aren't, as you're processing your own stuff, also having to process other people's stuff around you. Just gives you a nice little cushion. And then once you're able to, and you've moved through a lot of your own stuff and you're really like conscious about your field and your upkeep, then you can tell when someone else's energy is affecting you. And you can also do deeper work, which allows you to see how you need to integrate that. But before that time, it's important to become sovereign in your own energy so that you know what you feel like and what needs to happen in here before you expand that out into the world. So oh, it's getting really noisy out there. Got a wild Sunday going on. So I'm just going to end with you. Patikinamaya ana aswaya toy kanmataina soishan magwaya shodaya yolaya soitana ho doinasa hona niakamoya sonaishi hona sai heya Manamanashi Oyana Siyana Oyana Srimon Hamakana Yoayano Sana Wakinamananu Sina Mahiyana Sukana Manayana So Shansi Sa Shampukanai ya soina ya na saya ya soikina. Have a beautiful Sunday. See you next week.